Hi friends, it's Davina. So today we're going to be talking about the different levels of awareness. And when you start studying and understanding your mind and the way it works, your mind will open up to a whole new world. And it's almost like somebody turned the lights on in a dark room for the first time in your life, and you can finally see what is really going on. When I stumbled onto Bob Proctor and started studying this, and then when I started investing in myself and I bought his program, Thinking into Results, the lid on my brain has been blown off and it's wide open now, and I am just taking it all in and I'm absorbing it like a sponge, and I'm literally just teaching you, because that's how I solidify that I really know the information, is by teaching others. And if you're interested in any of this, if any of this sounds interesting to you, if you want to learn more, message me, comment me, whatever, and let's get you enrolled in Thinking into Results, because your life will never be the same. Your life will go from mediocre to amazing. So it all starts with levels of awareness. So we're going to go over those right now. So there are different levels of awareness. And you can Google this too. Like I said, nothing I tell you is stuff that I've made up. It's all stuff that I've learned through other people, through studying, and through mentorship. So it's basically like a pyramid. You start at the bottom, and we all kind of start in this animal state. So I'm going to explain each one. I'm going to leave this up just so you have an idea of what we're talking about. So the first one is the animal state. So this is a very basic level of awareness. This is the fight or flight. This is where you're going to react to situations. So this is like most animals. An example of this one would be, say somebody cut you off when you're driving on the highway. Your immediate animal reaction would be to immediately react and flip them off, cuss them out, get real pissed off, something like that. So as you start to develop awareness and become more aware, you move up the chain. So the next level would be the mass. So this is kind of following the masses. An example of this one would be like the military. I'm in the military. So in the military, we always eat breakfast at a certain time, like 6, 7 in the morning. You do PT and then you have breakfast. And then you always go to lunch at 12. Most people in your jobs, you go to lunch at 12. Why? Are you even hungry at 12? No, because it's 12. That's what everybody do. It's basically following the herd of cattle. You are basically just following the crowd, following the masses, just doing what everybody else is doing, because you're not thinking, you're just following the masses. You live by a clock. It's kind of your habits. And usually whatever the masses are doing, I can tell you majority of the time they're going in the wrong direction. So then as you start to develop more awareness, you start studying, you start learning, you start listening to other people, or you get a mentor, then you would move up to aspiration. Aspiration is when you start realizing you were meant for more. You were created for more. You want more. And it's not out of a selfish or a greed sense. It's because you know that you were created to do something bigger than what you're currently doing. It's almost like you're happy with what you have, but you're not satisfied. There's something missing, and you're starting to realize it. So you start reading. You start just getting a hunger for more knowledge. So that's your aspiration level. Then again, as you keep listening and keep moving up, then you get into the individual. So this is when you start expressing your own uniqueness. You're breaking away from the masses. You're doing something completely different that you've never done before. You're stepping out of your comfort zone. Whatever scares you, you're actually doing it and testing it out and becoming an individual and being unique and different. Then as you move up, you start to gain discipline. Discipline is very hard for a lot of people. This is when you give yourself a command and you follow it. This one can be very challenging for a lot of people. But as you master discipline and the better you get at it, then you move up to experience. Experience is learning, and you're getting emotionally involved with something. This is where your results will start changing dramatically. And then the very top of the levels of awareness is mastery, where you stop letting your physical world and the outside environment control you, and you are in complete control of your life. So as you move up through all of these, so say the same situation happened up here, or even in a higher one besides the animal one, where that same example, somebody cut you off on the highway. It's really only in the lower levels that you would get upset, angry about it, get pissed off about it, because you're reacting. In these upper levels, you would stop and you would respond. Responding is when you take a step back and you realize, oh, the person that cut me off, they're just ignorant. Maybe they're having a bad day, and it does not bother you. Nothing really bothers you anymore the higher up the levels of awareness you get. You start becoming calmer. You're more at peace with yourself. And they say when you start reaching a level of peace, that's when you have the most fulfillment, joy, and happiness in your life. Because again, you're kind of unshakable. Nothing really bothers you anymore as you start growing in your levels of awareness. You'll have more calmness of mind. You'll be in more creative states and be able to create really the life that you want. You'll have more self-control. And you stop, like I said, reacting to things that happen to you in your life, and you start responding. That's where you're stopping and thinking about the situation. So that's really what I wanted to touch on today, was the levels of awareness. And the more you study, the more you learn, the more your mind will start moving up those different levels. And it's really amazing when you start actually practicing it and applying it to your own life. That's when you'll start seeing big changes happen. So like I said, this program and any studying that you do, reading, studying, if you get involved in my mentorship, my coaching, thinking into results, your mind will just be intensified, and you will be thinking in a way you've never thought in your entire life. You will see things completely differently. You will be unstoppable with anything you want. And that's my whole goal, is to let you know that you can achieve anything you want. I am not joking by any means when I say that. I believe it with all of my being, that you can have, do, or be anything you want. So there is great love here for you. With love and gratitude, Davina.